Hey friends, I'm John Laspina, your carnivore teacher, back with a mini series about healthy fats to cook with, animal fats. Today we're going to talk about butter, flavor, butter, so good. Butter, preferably grass-fed and grass-finished, or if it just is grass-fed, the composition of really good healthy butter is 60 to 65% saturated fat, high in stearic acid, palmitic acid, and myristic acid. Monounsaturated fat is about 25 to 30% in an oleic acid form. And yes, butter has some polyunsaturated fat, about 2.5%, low in linoleic acid. We want to have as little as possible. That's the stuff, linoleic acid, that's super high with seed oils. That's why butter and beef tallow are fantastic. There's like almost none. Butter is rich in vitamin K2, A, D, and CLA, which is conjugated linoleic acid. That's the healthier kind. Now, where do you get butter? Buy grass-fed butter like Kerrygold, Vital Farms. There's so many brands. Just like with everything, be an ingredient detective. Pick up that butter. Read it. It should say cream, salt, enzymes, something like that. It should not say low-fat milk or anything like that. Some of the Kerrygold butters nowadays, they don't use the regular heavy cream. They use low-fat pasteurized milk. I don't know why. I think the non-salted kind does. So I don't even buy that. I just make sure that I buy pasture-raised on the box of butter. And it has almost no ingredients, just the dairy butter, maybe some, I don't get salt, I get unsalted. And I want it to be grass-fed. You can find them at any local grocery store. Raw, cultured butter at farmers markets. Some high-end restaurants use real butter instead of seed oils, but you have to ask. Now, I don't go to restaurants often, but just recently I just got off of this wonderful trip out to San Francisco. We took the train, a Viewliner, all the way out to San Francisco from Chicago. And it was just the most amazing trip, looking through the window at the Rockies and the rivers, and it's just gorgeous, beautiful. Anyway, I didn't have much food to eat, so I brought my own butter. I brought my own meat, yes, in a suitcase, a little suitcase with lots of freezies. It lasted 3 days. I had all the food I needed that I pre-packed. I pre-cooked, pre-cut, and pre-packed all my food. But when we got to San Francisco, went out to dinner every night. And so I had to ask, like I often do anywhere I am, I need real butter, please. Real hard dairy butter, the old-fashioned kind. I almost have to break it down and define what real butter is anymore these days, because the restaurant servers and workers use the word butter for anything that's like butter. Here's some butter, and they hand you margarine. Here's some butter, and it's a butter blend mixture with seed oils. You have to be careful when you're in restaurants. So I tell them, I'm real confident and firm about my request. It's my money. I'm the patron. I'm nice about it, but I need butter. And I often bring my own little container of ghee just in case they don't have butter. And a lot of times restaurants actually don't carry butter. Can you believe that? Anyway, you have to ask about that. It's important that you do. So ladies and gentlemen, that was a quickie on one of my favorite fats to cook with. It has so much flavor. I use butter in my eggs. I add butter on my steaks. Let me tell you how I eat my steaks nowadays. I eat my steaks. I don't melt the butter on top of the steak like I used to. I take cold, hard refrigerated butter. This is my preference. I'm just sharing it with you. And I put some on my plate next to my cooked steak, which is usually rare to medium rare. Good old ribeye or chuck-eye steak, my favorites, right? And I salt my steak with Redmond real salt to taste. And then I cut a piece of steak the size that I want to bite it. And I take a little sliver of hard, cold dairy butter, not melted, and I put it on top of the steak that I salted, and those go in my mouth in one bite, and it is phenomenal. You've got to try it. It's outstanding. The creaminess of the butter and the heat of the cooked steak in the mouth and the palate at the same time, and the flavor of the butter and the steak, and it's melting. You feel this creamy texture plus the meat in your mouth. It's better than when it's just melted on there, in my opinion. Love it. So that's how I eat my steaks now. Any steak that doesn't have enough fat, I take a sliver of butter and eat it with the steak. Highly recommend it. Ladies and gentlemen, our next video and the next one's going to be ghee, which is clarified butter, but stay tuned for that one. If you like this one, click the thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel, share this with friends and family, and leave me some comments and tell me how you use real hard grass-fed dairy butter in your life. Oh, how else do I do it? I cook, put in my eggs, I eat it with my meat. My God, I add it to everything. Butter in seafood, butter in steaks, butter with poultry. Butter, 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 everybody. It's so good for you. Did you know, before I leave you, the word butter, B-U-T-T-E-R, butter, butyric acid, beta-hydroxy butyrate is a ketone. That's where the word butter comes from. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Have a good day.